take into account that is one mana expulsion.
That is one mana expulsion.
That was one?
That is one. That was only Cranky. Look, because Iggy's not in range. 3 magical items. Dink. Just that is one mana explosion.
And you're tanky.
On a
like you have
tank.
3 magical defense items.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Outplayed podcast, where we talk about everything Paragon the Overprime, as well as some anime or IRL stuff. I'm one of your co-hosts, Mike Wolfie, and here I am with Cordy as well as Ego today. And we're going to get into some updates with the holiday season, as well as the latest patch with Overprime. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on all of our platforms.
Dang,
I'm so
dude.
proud, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he's cooking, bro.
He's peaked.
This is the character
peaked.
arc of a century.
I'm done. We're done. No more.
Nice. Good intro, man. First, before we get into Paragon, because we have a lot to talk about with Paragon. How was the holidays, man? How was everyone's holidays?
You go first, Ego.
It went well. I ended up leaving a day early, and then I had to leave a day early. Essentially, my grandma got to the airport a little bit sooner than she was supposed to. By a little bit, I mean like a day ahead of time. And so the options were either like, okay, I either stick to my original flight, or I push my flight to go get my grandma, because if not, then I was going to ask my like 65-year-old grandma to just like sleep in an airport.
Oh my god,
with no money. So that's when I was like, guys, I can't make the podcast. And of course, naturally, you punished me for it. So I flew, got my grandma, went back to my hometown of Kansas City. I'm not afraid of telling people I'm from Kansas City or where I live, because if somebody like found me in real life, I would honestly be geeked until I got stabbed. But it was cool. Brought my girlfriend home. It was as awkward as I thought it would be.
You brought your girlfriend home, so it's like, is her first time meeting your family?
It's like the second. The first time didn't go well. So, yeah. So there was that. But I feel like this time went definitely better. But there's definitely like some anxiety because she's a little bit of an introvert. My family's like very, very extroverted. Spent some time with the family for the holidays. I didn't play Paragon for 6 days straight, and my stress levels just went so down. I was just like, oh man, I don't gotta worry about being ganked. Like, oh my god, it's so good.
It definitely showed that 6-day rust these games earlier.
Bro,
I will say so too. We can feel
god, bro.
It's kind of crazy because my first game back, I got a penta. Your first game back, you went like 0-20.
I didn't go. I went like 0 and another number that was less than 20. Okay, for the record, wasn't that
more than 10, but less.
I would like to say I did smoke Veterans Pack twice during that game, so it feels better. I did hit the inhalio on him twice. So I basically went 12-1. As such, holidays were good, man. Chilled. They weren't. It's weird. Like the dichotomy, like when you're a kid, the holidays like, let's go. But like as an adult, I'm just like, all right, just survive it. Just make it through. We got this. But yeah, that was my holiday, man. Just chilling with the family. Came back up here, diffed veteran, and then kept it moving, Betty. Kept it moving. What about you, Wolfie?
Well, what about your Christmas gifts? Any cool Christmas gifts?
Dude, I didn't get anything. I got I literally got black socks.
That's the way it works as an adult. That or it's like money, Yeah,
I got black socks and money for rent, and like in that rent money, I did spend money. I did spend the rent money on new D&D miniatures. Actually, I was like, my grandma would want me to be happy. Yeah, she'd want me to buy these horsemen. They're only $3 a piece.
Ooh,
wait,
how
much did you buy?
I bought like $90 worth before my discount.
Thanks, Meemaw. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Meemaw.
That was your Christmas gift from Meemaw.
My girlfriend doesn't get to eat now. Thank you. Yeah. No, did you guys get anything cool? Wolfie, what was your Christmas, dude?
Honestly, it was refreshing. Like we talked about on the Halloween podcast, I'm not a big of like a family event person where like kind of awkward. I'm not really there. Like it's hard to be invested with some of the stuff. So this Christmas, it was just me and the girlfriend. We watched Christmas movies, we watched some anime, and then I was able to play some Overprime. Like it was actually like the first Christmas where me and her spent together instead of me, her family, her aunt, her uncle. Like it was actually nice and relaxing. So for me, it was great. But for her family side, they wanted to hang out, but some of them are sick, so we couldn't do it.
Oh, any cool Christmas gifts?
Let me think. I got a day to stream. I asked my girlfriend, I want a day to stream. I wake up, I get brekkie, I get beer, I get dinner, I get lunch. I don't leave my chair. I sit and I stream all day. That's what I want.
That's your so 24-hour stream when?
Yeah.
Give it to me, bro.
Maybe
a date.
So other than that, I got some good stuff. I have some really bad feet stuff. She got me like a foot massager. That was really about it. That's it for me. What about you, Cordy?
I would like to say you were like, yeah, man, my girlfriend got me this. It was cool. I want a day to stream where she just brings me everything, and then I got feet stuff, and I'm like, whoa.
I meant like a foot massager, like compression socks.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Hopefully that was off
stream.
Like,
a day where she would like brings me stuff, and then I get feet stuff, and I'm like,
hopefully off stream.
Yeah. No, it's on stream. You guys saw the Twitch update. It's anything goes. We're live. What about you, Cordy? How was your holiday?
It's good, man.
You cooked?
We've been busy all December. So the first week of December, we had 2 work parties. The second week, we were with my mother-in-law's side doing Christmas. Then this past Christmas, we were in Houston with my father-in-law's side, and then this coming weekend, we're gonna be with my side, my family. So we've been busy like every week, just doing Christmas with family.
You guys all close by, like a couple hour drive?
Yeah, we're in the middle of everybody, which is pretty cool. So we hosted we're gonna host 2 times this Christmas. Yeah, we're pretty close, like in the middle of everybody. It's like 3, maybe 6 hours away.
Okay, so, not bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
Did you say that's pretty close?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
I drove 7 hours to get to my hometown, and I was basically crying by the time I arrived.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate long road trips, bro.
But it's like once every now and then, so nothing too crazy.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so we did that.
But,
and as far as like Christmas gifts, got some cool things. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have the disc plates. I've been wanting disc plates for a while.
Oh, I love disc plate.
Yeah, so I left it plain for a little bit, just so I can add more like disc plates and stuff like that. Right now it's just Batman. But we'll add some more things. I'm looking at some anime in the future, and it's kind of like doing some switching it up and stuff like that. So that's one of the cool ones.
Display.
That's one of the cool ones. But the one I'm excited for, and this is why I'm old. This weekend I'm getting some brand new pots and pans, and I'm fucking happy, dude.
Baby.
I'm so happy.
Are they non-stick?
Dude, they're so good. Yeah.
That's that adult arousal stuff. Give me furniture.
I think it was like $30 or $40 for these pots and pans, and I'm just like, it's ecstatic, dude. I'm so happy.
Dude, let's go. Dude, that stuff is so nice, bro. When you get like the new dishes, but my favorite thing to do is when I get a new pot or pan, I cook an egg in it and I take my time flipping it because I know it's not gonna stick. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna let you get well done on that side. Here we go. Oh, look at you.
We cook a lot, and like the pans that we have now, like half of it is like just burnt. And so if you cook on that side, it gets stuck. So you have to like cook with an angle and like mix around and stuff like that. So I'm just so excited for these new pots and pans, man.
Bro, they're gonna ball, man. Like what was it called? The socks I did get for Christmas, they are like compression socks. I'm like
the feet stuff?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. The feet stuff? But no, I'm like, dude, these are gonna be so good for my ankles. Like, this is gonna be so good for me. Like, I remember being a kid and getting socks and being like, you guys just obviously don't love me. And now an adult, I get a nice pair of socks with a wool interior, and I'm like, bro, Gma, I'm coming to the funeral. I promise.
My arthritis thanks you.
Literally, bro. Being old sucks, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. The change from like getting these these Christmas presents when we were young, but.
Dude, what was the first? So I actually talked about this at work because one of my coworkers asked me, "What is your favorite video game of all time?" And I was like, "It has a connection to a Christmas gift I got when I was a kid."
Okay.
What is the best Christmas gift you feel like you've ever received? That I'll go first. Okay, I'll go first. So when I was like 9 or something like that, like maybe 7, 8, my auntie got me a PlayStation 2 along with my family. They all like pitched in. They got me a PlayStation 2. I'm like, this is so nuts. I'm so incredibly grateful. We're gonna do it. And I'm like, I'm like opening it. I'm like a kid, right? So I'm like, yeah. And I don't have a concept of damaging things. So I'm shaking the box hard as shit. It was like one of the PlayStation 2 minis, and I'm shaking it hard as shit. I'm like, let's go. And so they got me some games with it. And this game package, I literally have carried on with me for the entirety of my life. The least impactful one was this DMX dirt bike like game, right? It was just one of the generic ones. Like, cool. The second one though, one of the biggest impacts, Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. Only real ones remember that one, dude.
I never played Sly Cooper.
Oh my god, dude. It's such like a good game, but as a kid it was so frustrating because it's a true stealth game. Like if you take damage, you just die basically. So like you have to be really sly, or during the boss battles, it's like basically a no-hit run. It was so good, man.
Very
but like
strategic.
the one that it was super strategic. Cordy was like, that's the word. It was super strategic, but the one that carried on with me forever. And maybe because this game is how I discovered the concept of death. Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, dude. I still don't understand that game's fucking storyline.
Kingdom Hearts 2? Please, oh baby, don't go. Simple and clean is the way that you're making
It was
me
good, man.
feel.
Especially like the
Oh my
age when you
God.
play the game, it was really good.
Dude, it's so good, but it's also the first game where I discovered like a gaming community, if that makes sense, because this is when they were pushing the game. So like every morning on your way out the door to school, you just hear like simple and clean is the way that you, and like every time I went to school, and like it was the first time like I was with people, and dude, you were talking to them about it. Like, do you know if you go super ultra Kingdom Heart mode with Sora next to this certain enemy type, you go dark Sora, and if you go dark Sora, you can go up these stairs and unlocks this portal to this other boss who gives you like the Twilight Blade. And I'm like, dude, I totally have the Twilight Blade if I was a key user. Oh my dude, it was like
I would love to replay that game.
Insane. Dude, I would love to replay Kingdom Hearts, man. It was so good.
I think the only issue I had with Kingdom Hearts is there was no sense of direction. It'd be like, go find Donald Duck in the square, and then you don't know where the square is, or you had to remember that you were there 3 hours ago. So now you have, like, there was no waypoint, there was no arrow pointing. So like, I would, even now, I think I played Kingdom Hearts like 1, 2, and 3 with my girl 4 or 5 years ago, and I would just get lost because there was no sense of direction. And but it also like inspired like exploring every possible outcome. Nowadays, you just look up a YouTube video, A to B, C, D, like you just know where to go.
Dude, gaming hit differently back then, man. Like they literally like you're only getting the marker on the map if you're already in the area. Till then, remember the last place you were that had a square on it? So Cordy, you played it. Do you remember? Oh my god, now
long ago. It was so long ago, man.
Do you remember? You might remember this boss fight if you played the game. Do you remember the Beauty and the Beast world going against one of the 13 on the bridge? He was like the wind user guy. I'm telling you, Dark Souls ain't got shit on this fight, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, this Sephiroth was the first Elden Ring boss. You can't change my mind.
Literally.
You can't.
Literally.
And then it's like I like that Bible church study music. And you're just getting completely, absolutely shredded by this guy. There's no way you can combat him or fight him. You could cure. Maybe if the God is real, Donald Duck will heal you instead of heal Goofy. Maybe.
Oh my god, bro! The Donald not hear you, man. It was nuts. Donald, please. And Goofy's like, get me, Donald. And he got like, I'm like, please, bro. I'm begging you. It's literally like me begging back for healing instead of sitting in the smoke to the enemy team. I'm like, bro, oh my god.
What was your best Christmas present there, Wolfie?
I would say, let me think. The day of streaming that should happen sometime soon, because I imagine it'll be great.
Well, the rest of the presents you've got in life, or that gift?
All time.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. All time. In all time, I would say, I'd say an Xbox 360, because that kind of opened up my route. When I got into video games, I played Xbox at my friend's house, and I played Gears of War 1, and I loved it. And then I had begging my parents Xbox. They would never do it. I had a GameCube, like Nintendo, like video games in general were not new to me, but I guess they thought like Xbox was too mature, I guess, for my age at like 12 or 11 years old. They finally got it for me. I got Call of Duty. I got introduced to Halo, and that's where like it started.
Yeah.
So I would have to say Xbox for sure.
I'm on the same boat there too. When I got the Xboxes were like probably the best present
Yeah.
in those games.
Did you guys have memory cards for your like stuff as a kid?
I did not know. No,
I didn't either. I had to beat Kingdom Hearts without turning my PlayStation 2 off over the course of 9 days after school. And then when I was at the boss battle for the first time, Cordy, my stepdad, who hated me, bro. He hated me. He's like, bro, I'm here for your mom, bro. What the fuck are you doing here, bro? Like, literally came in one day. He was so mad about something, and he turned off my PlayStation. He just unplugged it from the wall. And I was at the boss fight after not turning off the like PlayStation for 9 consecutive days. You have never seen a 6-foot 7th grader cry so fucking hard.
Oh, poor guy.
In his life. I was like on my knees, bro. I'm like, God, why?
That sucks, man. That's rough, dude.
Dude.
And you
But
like,
it's like he didn't understand. He's like, why are you crying? Go fight in a war. And I'm like, I was going to do it. Oh my God, dude.
and that just taints your image of him, right?
Yep. Oh, forever.
Yeah.
Then my mom left him, and I was like, "You're diffed. You're diffed."
Imagine having a personality. Crazy.
Speaking of games, are you guys been playing any other games besides Paragon? Like this past week or 2 weeks?
Destiny. That's really about
Just
for
Destiny?
me. Yeah.
I've been playing Gen Z Simulator, known as the Finals, a little bit.
Oh,
Dude, the
You like that?
game is ass.
oh, you don't like it?
But I can't stop playing it sometimes. Like here's the thing, right? Here's the thing is that like the commentators, I just don't bother like turning off or whatever. Cause I'm like, well, it's an audio thing. I am like getting this like information
they
if I'm
seem
like looking at
entertaining,
something. Dude, it's terrible.
Really?
It is Cordy, if I ever cast anything similar to this, I'm going to ask you to come to my house and put me down like a dog. It is. They'll literally like be like the teams are all like the names for the teams are like 1 of 3 generated things, and then they'll be like, Scotty, it looks like the live wires have all shorted out, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then it's like, it looks like the bodybuilders missed leg day as another one of them goes down, and I'm like,
is it repetitive?
this is
or is there new stuff?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
It's like each team has like 4 to 5 lines total. And that's it. And they're all corny as shit. They're all so corny, but like I have a love-hate relationship with it because I love the movement of the light class, but the light class is shit. It's just bad. It's terrible. And the heavy class is just so good. So like every time I play and like things are kind of going well, I'm like, oh, let's go. This is like high octane fun. And then one time, some guy who eats milkshakes for breakfast and like curly fries for like a snack drenched in like tomato sauce hits me once with a sledgehammer and I'm dead. And so I'm just like, oh, God. I really don't like the game, but I can't stop myself from playing it sometimes.
So that's your main game that you've been playing outside of Paragon?
That and Baldur's Gate 3, like the standard stuff, yeah. The BG3 stuff.
How about you, Cordy?
Finals.
Anything else for you?
I've been playing some Valheim with the boys. Valheim is just super chill. Take a little break from Paragon, playing some Valheim. They're having a big update in like the first half of 2024, so we're kind of like revisiting, like redoing it, getting to that point. And Tarkov just wiped, so I'm super excited for Tarkov, man. I love Tarkov. I don't really play a lot of other shooters because of Tarkov. I can't play like arena shooters like the finals.
Yeah, that immersion is there in Tarkov.
Yeah.
It's not there in like Call of Duty or finals, right?
Yeah. I love Tarkov. It just wiped yesterday, so everyone's starting brand new. So after this podcast, I'm gonna be playing some today.
Yeah, turn into
we're not playing Paragon together.
It's all right, Ego. Me and you will fight the duality stack.
You left us to go cast.
That's insane.
We planned this like a week or two ago, and you left us.
bro,
I'm not a part of this.
Bro, listen.
I'm in my own world. It's
I
not
have
part of
an
me.
obligation. Wolfie, you're one of my casters. You
I'm
listen
out
here,
of
you
here.
little shit.
I don't get paid. I'm leaving.
What about you playing Destiny though, Wolfie?
Oh,
I have been, yeah. Yeah, I've been playing a lot with 2. Just because like the biggest expansion of like the entire franchise is supposed to come out in like July or June-ish. So I'm just keeping up with it. And then they're supposed to open like the Light and Dark Saga is 10 years. It's supposed to be the finale is coming up in June, I think. After that, they're going to come out with like these little pocket mini stories, pretty much like the movies post Avengers game, post Endgame, where it's like little individual stories that nobody cares about. That's what they're going to come out with after. But this is the end all be all finale. So yeah.
Also,
what's up?
You know that thing I talked to you guys about that we blue balled the people with for like several weeks.
Yeah.
I was in the meeting yesterday. And I think we secured it, so I think I can say it.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm waiting for to get the actual things, but I'm in the chat. I've talked to the people. We had the live thing, but I think we're safe enough. I'm not gonna make the announcement in the Discords, but I feel like for the podcast, people who are here, I can comfortably say if you guys want.
Let's get into it, man.
Let's get into it.
Do it.
You guys want.
Take it away.
Okay. They're turquoise now.
It's hard to keep a secret. Everyone's asking me. Get him off my back.
So, without giving too many details as to what it all is, there will be a full detailed rundown of what it is when we do get to that point. But it looks like as of now, as long as someone does an Uno reverse card at the last second at point blank range while in my face, that OPL, the Overpowered Paragon League, has secured a season 2 sponsorship from Soul Even Netmarble. Boys, we got the season 2 sponsorship for some stuff. That means Kima rewards for just normal league games. That would also imply that we're going to be doing Raynar giveaways during every single stream now. We have an increased hopeful cap for our tournaments that we're going to be doing. We're going to get access to some really cool assets. But no, man, guys, it looks like as long as I don't get point blank Uno reverse card, never mind you're blocked at point blank range.
There's no way.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I would be emotionally devastated. I would I don't know if I would recover.
Why would they do that to their game? Why would they? It's a big part of Overprime.
Hold on. About what they do to the game, we have to go over the patch. We'll talk about it.
Oh god, yeah, that's fair. Why would they do that to their game?
But anyway, look at patch notes incoming. Listen, that's fucking huge. I'm so glad that you got this sponsorship, dude. It's well deserved. It's going to help out the community to a point where it's going to incentivize new players to get into the competitive league or keep the competitive league going because those people want those rewards or they're incentivized to get better. So 100%.
Yeah. Baseline, what we're thinking of doing is for the top 4 teams. If you play against a top 4 team, those are going to be money matches and stuff. So the MVP of the match will off the rip, somebody the team will get this is just one way we're thinking of formatting it. One person, the MVP of the match, of the set, will get 100 Kima sent to them. Then somebody else will also just get 100 Kima from the winning team. Because, the MVP technically, if you think about it, could be someone on the other team, just depending on the performance. Unlikely, but still. So, you get rewarded by, essentially, if you are a higher ranked team, every game you're playing, Kima is on the line. So it incentivizes those players to, continuously, play and stuff. But as well as that, I think, without being for certain, but if I remember the number correctly, we also secured a 640,000 Raynar sponsorship for season 2. So for every stream, we're going to be doing trivia to give Raynar out to people.
Okay. There you go. Yeah.
To incentivize people sticking around. And then for the tournaments, we're hopefully going bigger with some of the prize pools, and we're also exponentially going to go bigger with some of the Kima support, hopefully. So, this is really thanks to the people in the community, like you guys, Del Taco, Tello, all the content creators and all the players and stuff. But if all things go well, I can help put some stuff in people's pockets for the amount of effort everyone puts into keeping the league going.
Yeah, keep the good players playing the game and showcasing skills, and get like these newer players who want to get into competitive and get into competitive.
Dude, I love seeing new players get in, dude. Like, we had somebody join the OPL server today and was like, I would like to form a team. How do I go about forming a team? I'm here to diff blub. And I'm like, I love that energy. Please maintain it through the trials and tribulations you will undergo.
Yeah.
Like, be ready.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
That's huge.
But speaking of Paragon, should we get into it?
Oh my God!
Where do we start? Where do we start? We start small.
Let's start with Boris.
We have to start. We have to start with Boris. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll start with Boris. So I have a little overlay. Where is this one? It is. So we'll have Boris going on in the background. Okay, this is gonna be a problem.
Oh, pending.
I think it's gonna be.
Oh,
but yeah. So while I'm getting this situated, what do you guys what are your thoughts about Boris, man?
Wolfie, you go Tankboy.
You want me to go? All right,
Tankboy.
What do I think? I think that he is a fun character to play. He's definitely has like his cool interactive abilities that like let you have he's not just like press 2 buttons and win the game. You have to pay attention to his combo, especially with his ult reset. We'll go into the details about his abilities, but I think he's very engaging, and he's fun to lane with. I haven't really laned against him, to be honest. I've been playing him, so it kind of cancels each other out. But as far as like soul laners, I don't think he's top dog. Like, I think that there's still better soul laners I'd rather have than a Boris. As far as jungling, I don't know. I haven't taken him there. From what I can tell, he's pretty strong when he hits level 6, but he does fall off towards the end of the game. So I definitely think he's fun to play. He's interesting to play, but I don't think he's top dog, king of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, because I'm still forming the thought.
When I was watching them play him and like looking at this video now, like seeing what he's doing, I thought like, this guy's gonna be broken. Like, like the only SSS tier character I thought he was gonna be nuts. His crazy dashes, the back to back CCs, being a tank but also doing damage. I was like, yo, this guy's gonna be broken. But after playing him for a bit now, it's like he's good. He's not as broken as I thought he was gonna be, but he is good.
So my thoughts on him is that Wolfie, I think he is a good individual pick. Like, you can take him into like a quick play or your ranked match and do well. But I do think that a lot of his kit is dependent on having follow-up. He has good CC. However, you can't like auto frame out of it. That CC's damage isn't the most insane, like comparatively to like somebody like Crunch, right? Like when he was kind of in his prime, Crunch, you could go in, just drop your kid into somebody, kill them frontline, and likely get another kill and still like get out while like frontlining for your team. I think he is very dependent on who you're surrounded with. Like, if you do not have the damage to back up his chase down, if you don't have the damage to back up his CC, then he doesn't fall on his face by any means, but he's not as impactful as what he could be. So I think, like, if I had to put it like in tiers, I think he's an A tier character. So I think he is an A tier character by himself. Like, you can play him, perform well. He's relatively easy. Like, he brings a lot of value, but I think he's an S tier character in a constructed format. Like, I think, like, if you put Boris in the solo lane on Honolulu's team, he's like an amazing playmaker. Like, he's going to give you some solid chase down. He's pretty tanky. He's going to be normally like very high HP, maybe a little less of armor depending on how you're building him. He has solid damage, and like we said before, like, he's going to be able to set you up to win in a lot of instances if your team's there to follow up. But I don't think he's necessarily like a one man, I picked this, I win. I feel like he needs a team around him.
Yeah, and that would make him like, the SS tier. If you picked him, you're like pretty much guarantee win. But he, I mean, he's good, man. I think with the recent nerfs to the other characters, and I feel like he is going to be, one of the better junglers for sure. But But yeah, his like when it comes to late game, man, his dashes with cooldown, it's 1.5 seconds. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was just like dashing back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
It was stupid.
Especially with the reset on the ult too.
Dude.
Yeah. But
it's so fast. I think it's really cool.
He is fun though.
Yeah.
I do think he's balanced. It might be a hot take. I don't think he needs any huge adjustments.
I think you take away some of the CC, to be honest. It's the 3 or 4 CCs back to back is kind of nuts. Not to mention, like, if you put somebody like Sev, who does his Q does damage based off of 2% of his max health. I'm pretty sure Boris has 2 abilities that do 9% of his maxed health.
It's I think like 4 and 8. It's like 11 and 9 for physical damage. Maybe health, but still, it's still pretty good.
It's a bit more than Sev, and Sev's pretty dominant right now. I'd imagine that hopefully we'll see what happens when the OPL people get a chance on him.
Did anybody play him?
Yeah, we had an OPL game today, right?
Yeah.
Did anybody pick Boris?
No, he was banned in both games. Not getting through. Get wrecked.
Yeah.
There you go. So I'm interested to see where they take him. I think if I had to nerf something about him, I honestly think it's just like the amount of CC he does. But I mean, that would kind of hurt the character to a point where he might not be playable, I guess.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to like nerf his CC because then you have to like, I guess redesign that ability.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, and I do think like doing it back to back is like good and stuff, and like he can hit you with like a CC knockup 3 times. But keep in mind, one of those he has to like utilize his ult for basically, and in that vein, he's very similar to Steel, right? Like Steel comes in, he knocks you up, and then he knocks you up again on his way out or his way in, and then he just starts doing tank things. With Boris, you're going to be able to do it more consistently, but it's not abnormal by like any means. I do think it is strong. But I don't know, maybe if they wanted to like, because the thing is they've also put him in this weird position where like, he's a tank, right?
Okay.
Yeah. He's a tank, right? And like, you just see the T slowly become this W as he's really a warrior. And like, they're like, he's a tank. That's why he's so tanky. And
I feel like they missed up on that. So, okay, so I've been talking about that. So, we'll just go over his kit. He has, physical percent scaling, and I hate that they do these things. Yes, physical percent scaling as well as health scaling. His 2 main abilities do basic or physical damage. His ultimate is scaling off of the health, which is magical. I hate that they do that. I don't like that they have physical and magical in one kit. Also, just looking at his base stats, all the other tanks have magical power scaling as base stats. All the warriors have no magical scaling as their base stat. He has no magical scaling on his base stat. I really think they fucked up and they made that word a tank when it's supposed to be a warrior. Because also, are we going to say that Terra is a warrior then?
No. She's going to be a tank.
So I think they fucked up. I think they actually made a mistake and they labeled him as a tank when it's actually supposed to be a warrior. But you still kind of build him like more tanky, and people are building him like a little bit hybrid-ish.
Didn't they make that mistake before where they said we were going to get like a caster, a tank, a warrior, and an ADC, and then they came up with Marty, who was a caster or something?
Well, the tank, warrior, ADC, that was Boris, Terra, and Zinx.
Okay.
So like Boris was supposed to be the warrior. I mean, his abilities look like a warrior. He looks like a warrior. He feels like a warrior. I think he's supposed to be a warrior. But yeah, just going up a base stats alone, he is tanky than a lot of the other tanks, but he just has like no scaling, and there's no magical scaling like a Rampage has magical scaling on his abilities. It's really weird that they do those kind of things. I don't like it.
Yeah, maybe they'll patch it and just change the text, make
That's
it a
all they
little bit
do.
more
And, like,
misleading.
One thing that they did do that I remember is back when Grayson was coming out, we got access to the test server, and he was classified as a tank, but his damage abilities, his Q ability, and his leap, they did physical damage. I don't know if a lot of people remember this, but in the test server, he used to do physical damage, but on the live client, they changed him to do magical damage on his leap and his Q. So I think they just fucked up, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys remember when Adele was fist based?
Was she as well?
Physical based. Yeah. In the test server, all of her stuff scaled off physical, and it was the most game breaking thing. Like Grim Day 1 was bad. This was worse. It was
Really?
insane.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
was
give a
so
chance.
it was so bad, bro. Like letting her scale off of like Spirit's Fang and like Veil Blade was like,
Shit,
why,
yeah.
bro? She's
Mhm.
killing me. Like she was with the lasso, and might as well have been a crit. It was insane. Also, I'm not gonna lie. Every time you pick up that jar, I'm like, what is this horse piss Wolfie is drinking,
It's
bro?
Coronas. It's Coronas.
Oh,
Wolfie's
in
crazy,
a
dude.
jar?
Yeah, it's 2 beers in one.
How many jars is that?
What do you mean?
Are you keeping
How many
you keeping
bottles?
count?
How many bottles?
This is 2 bottles of Corona for 1 jar.
Okay, so how many jars have you had today? Because you've been drinking since 12, right?
I'd say 3 jars. I've been kind of relaxed. I mean, it's like I
Relaxed?
can't get too toasted for the. I
This
can't get
fucking
too
guy,
toasted for the
bro.
podcast. We gotta calm it down. We can't be too because honestly, with some of these updates and some of these changes, if I go full blown drinking, I'm gonna light this candle, dude.
Dude,
So
that'd be
I
an
have
insane
to.
podcast.
Yes, no, it'd get canceled. We'd have to make another one.
We
So
outlandish podcast coming to you.
so yeah, no, yeah, but one mason jar is 2 beers. That's about it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Boris, I think they messed up on the text. I think he's a warrior. We've seen like the warriors that I've been seeing, they've been going like a little bit of hybrid, like a little bit of physical plus because it scales his 2 damaging abilities scale with health and physical damage. So we've been seeing like a little bit of hybrid. I haven't tested myself, but yeah. He is fun. He is fun.
I actually, I encourage, like, it's kind of nice that it's like a tank meta instead of a warrior meta right now. But
Biased.
what's happening with these other stuff, we'll get into.
We can get into it now. We can get into it now. I think
Okay.
unless you guys have
Can
anything
I-
else about Boris.
I hug you.
I have a question. Why do we nerf Grux?
Why?
Why do we
Because we're
nerf
done.
him?
We're done with him. Listen, when this game changes metas, it makes sure the old meta is not alive to live.
I tell
Like
you.
they're like we said tanks, not warriors, and it was just like, bro, he was already kind of like chill out, and then they were like, rah! Just like
No, down. The last of his kind, make them extinct.
dude.
I don't know.
God, man, they grabbed him like by the front horn and the back of the head and was like, ah!
I was looking at the update. I was like, oh, new skin, crunch nerf, Grux, why are you here? But anyway, Corey, give us where do we want to go?
So I do like these warrior nerfs. So warriors to me, they're a mix, right? You have your assassins do your damage, your tanks do your tankiness. The warriors are a mix of between. Crunch and Grux just felt like they did some tanking, but they did damage way better than they did the assassins. So I'm like, I'm definitely fine with the nerfs to Grux, Crunch, and Seraph. So I don't know. I like that change, but I feel like that's how their class is supposed to be. They're supposed to be a hybrid of both.
Okay.
But yeah, so we got some skins. Only one new skin besides Boris.
Mako.
I'm a little upset about that. We didn't get.
I was
ADC.
hoping for the Morgesh Snow Elf skin. I'm not gonna lie.
Morgish.
Just don't laugh at my pain, Cordy. I'm gonna bring it up every week. We're gonna have a sign that says "Weeks Talk," like where Morgesh hasn't come up, and I'm still gonna be depressed.
And on this episode of Morgesh Healing, sponsored by Ego, where are we at therapy wise? Have we accepted or are we in denial?
Buffer next patch. I promise.
Does this patch, like looking at the details and looking at the slider bar on the right side, it's big. It's not a lot, but there's so much shit in this, like with the items and karmas. Mainly just the karmas. It's like it seems like a lot. But yeah, Grux got nerfed, lowered his damage. I personally still think he's good when you're comparing to the other warriors like Chimera, Wukong, and Kwang. Like he's not as good as he was, but I don't know.
Only one person you listed there is a real character.
You be careful how you talk to me.
Only one of them is a real person still.
And then we got the Crunch nerf. But these guys have been
we
good for a
knew.
while. Yeah.
Well deserved, yeah.
Yeah, like they had their time to shine. It was a good time. Like I mastered him while he was like an oppressive demon, and now I have the skin, and I can move on and grow and develop.
I wonder if we gotta buff assassin somehow, right?
They won't.
The reason why we're playing warriors because
careful.
assassins were not good.
Yeah, but
They
you gotta be
won't.
careful how you buff them because an assassin is like an
Wolfie,
anti-ADC.
Wolfie, listen to me. Wolfie, if you don't shut your dude, you know
what
how
you're told when you talk to
long
me.
it's been since we were playable?
Zena ruined the game. She ruined it.
For 3 days.
Kalari was able to double jump and she shattered reality.
Dude,
It's insane.
oh my god, don't bring up the prosperous days. Like it was dude, you know, oh my god.
I'm definitely down for an assassin meta. I absolutely
Something
am. I would
different,
love
you
to
know?
see it.
Dude, no,
Yeah,
because this is what's gonna happen. We'll get an Assassin's meta finally, and then the whiniest player. Oh god, I'm about to lose fans. And then the whiniest part of the player base, the fucking ADCs, are gonna rise up, and they're gonna just be like,
I can't crit her for 1700 because she just goes out of reality. I can't kill Zena.
They're gonna be like, my fanatics desert shield plus Muriel support plus Mako healing plus recovery karma plus weaken wasn't enough to protect me from the gank at 19 minutes for a character that's supposed to do damage. Yeah, like I fucking hate ADC players, dude. They're like, oh man, my double blink option wasn't enough to save me from the person rotating behind my tower with Gartling to commit onto a gank on me so they can get prio for the spirit coming up. ADC mains are insufferable.
You're not in this category. This is everybody else. It's not
Everyone else
you
on me.
too.
Everyone else on me.
I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking.
You're not here, Cody. We're not targeting you. We're targeting everybody in chat.
Hurts.
True.
It's insane. It's like they are never gonna buff assassins. They're just gonna, because they don't like when people get popped. Like that's not like, you cannot tell me. Look at the balance changes over the course of the last 6 months. Protection, warriors got good. Tanks start getting buffed. Tanks got nerfed. Then assassins decimated. Then we buffed warriors again. Now we're nerfing warriors to make tanks good. This middle finger is here for a reason. This is for me as an assassin player. Like even Howitzer didn't need a nerf. Like the damage wasn't that insane. And they're like, but maybe just in case you're feeling it a little too much. Minus 10%.
They hit us with the Howie, yeah.
I think Howitzer, it's not as big as people are maybe thinking it is. Like the right click, the scaling got nerfed by 5%. But the Q skill, it's the base damage. It's just the flat base damage, not touching his scaling, which is 97%. So it's not that huge of a nerf.
Yeah.
And then the knockback, the distance, but he's still Howitzer. But yeah, going back to they assassins were good for a little bit, then they nerfed assassins. Warriors got better. Then we became like a warrior meta. Then like tanks got buffed, and tanks were like a meta. Then we got back to warrior meta. Now I think currently I feel like we're going to be in a tank meta with Sevrog getting recently buffed, Rampage recently getting buffed. We have Boris, who is a warrior, but he's classified as a tank. He's pretty viable in the jungle as well.
Okay.
So I think we might be just getting more of a tank. How did the games go in OPL? Like, were people playing tanks in the jungle, or were the warriors looking like?
It was warrior Feng Mao in the jungle.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it was Rampage jungle both games. So yeah, it was a tank jungle and it was a warrior jungle. Cough, still depressed. And Rampage was so extremely dominant. It kind of opened my eyes to a play style of that you could basically only utilize with Rampage, because he's the only one at those stints in the game who can be this tanky and have this much sustain, of where I like to call it the 3x1 strategy. Or you can call it like a spear strategy too. So like if you like look at like this, right? Look at this. Up here, this is the Feng Mao, right? Not the Feng Mao. This is the Rampage. This is the point of the steer. You're sending him in, and he's just going to go wreak havoc on the team because he is tanking enough to just sustain so much damage. This right side over here, this is the carry dropping damage into them from a distance while the enemy team is trying to deal with Rampage. This over here is the support, right?
Yeah.
This is the support. Either Mako providing healing or Muriel providing shielding. Now, this middle part, this is actually this is how I came up with this analogy, because it is the unheard of strongest point. This is the tip. These are foundational, but this is what connects it to a lot of its power. And that was I don't have a name for this, but the fuck around and find out card. Basically, send Rampage in, have a support, have a carry, and if they all in on the front or back of your spear, a high damage AoE ult, just drop it. And it just makes the team fight so incredibly hard to fight through. And we saw it multiple times within the thing. It was a gadget, and it was just a Electro. They went and they like full committed. We're gonna focus the front of the spear, Electrodome. Okay, well, that doesn't work anymore. And then you still have the support, you still have the carry able to do their thing. And the thing is, they're all playing relatively close to each other. And Rampage is so tanky, he's like living and winning these 1v5s. And then they're like, okay, well, what if we commit all the gads on the back, Electrodome at their feet, and then you have a close proximity peel that was like Murdoch, and then also a close proximity shield for them just in case, and then Rampage just killed your carry.
Yeah.
It was nuts to watch. I don't think I've ever seen it utilized that well. Like it was really sick. And it just showed how strong Rampage is right now.
When he pops his ult, you pretty much owe him health. Like he doesn't lose health when he's in his ult. Once his ult's out, he's he's dead in the water. But
at level 1, he gets 600 health at level 6 when he gets his first point. He gets 6 extra 100 health.
Yeah.
And then increasing his like health regen. So you definitely need to anti-heal him for sure. But yeah, man.
He also had Vitality Surge on, so
that's another one that we gotta go into. Holy shit!
He ulted, jumped in, and was like, and everybody was like, "Oh shit!" It was like, I was just like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, there's your assassin meta right there, with bursting. Yeah, that karma is nuts.
Don't say that to me. Don't you hurt me like that.
But we can actually get to. I mean, the macaroon, whatever. Energy overflow is less than 500.
I sleep.
Star's Grace, which interesting. It's a little 10% tenacity more.
The only thing that I found about Star's Grace that was interesting was like I'm in the middle of a team fight and like I get a Super Mario Sunshine star above my head and I'm like, what is happening? Why is there a star above my head? And then I turn around and I see Narbash just banging the drums like, I got you guys, and he's ulting. I was like, why do I have a star above my head? But other than that, I guess the tenacity's nice, but that's
is your drumming so good? Like that was convincing, dude. You were hitting it. You were like bumping with it.
All his Narbash play, dude.
I was hitting my thunder thighs. Thank you.
All his Narbash plays. Sensory Amplifier. I really haven't used this item yet. That's the detect other wards. That's what we wanted.
I mean, we already have wards that do that.
Put Kalari and Wraith in the trash can. Put them in the trash.
I mean, wards do that already.
But now you have another ward locator that also reveals them.
How does this work? Have you guys used this at all?
I think you turn yourself into like a
You are a ward.
A moving ward.
And you just walk around, you go beep, 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 war, and then you find it and then you destroy it. It's not like you place it. It's I guess you just run around in bushes for 30 seconds while you're beating
also the same range of a ward, if I remember correctly. So, like, if you are sweating that a Kalari is making a rotation to your team fight, unlike a ward, which can be destroyed and allow them to do their thing, you pop that and you're like, she's there! Get her ass! And it's insane. It's insane.
I don't know. I if I'm going to see that used, there's some serious malice towards whatever Kalari or Wraith is in the game. That's the only time I think I'll ever see that used.
Yeah, I gotta check that out. I haven't used that one yet. But for 30 seconds, just to run around and be a... I don't know if you guys know, but if you see a ward, can your allies see the ward to help you clear that ward, or do you alone have to smack it 3 times?
I feel like it would pop up on the minimap. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd assume other people will be able to see it.
I'd assume,
it reveals it, so I assume that means other people could knock it down. So, like, I don't know, being able to, like, get your carry and your support procs this, and you just run around dewarding the prime pit, and just like, done. I believe.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I haven't used that yet. I keep forgetting that we have these options. The other one, too, is JellyPoo. I keep forgetting that these are options.
I hope not for long.
In the OPL in the match today, was the match pretty close?
It was a pretty close match both times. Yeah.
Did you notice like when it came to like prime fights that a lot of jellypoos are being purchased?
No, they just forgot it existed.
Yeah, I think it's.
You all keep in mind these are like the 2 newest teams of the OPL. This is not top tier milk and cheese the way to the top.
So tomorrow we have Royalty, who came in second place in season 1, who's recently got a buff too with like Ron King North and like some other people playing against basically rebranded Honolulu.
Ooh. So that's where we'll see it.
Yeah, tomorrow I am assuming it's going to just be like literally we're playing Paragon the Aquarium. Just
dude.
Yeah, fish.
Everyone in the prime pit is being fished.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it sucks so much that there's no like counter CD reduction on it, because you get the full effect of it every time it hits you. It's the problem.
Yeah.
There is no like no.
You can't.
You can't purge it. It's a consumable, right?
Well, yeah, no. This one's the one you can purge. I'm thinking about the new karma.
Okay. You're talking about the stasis. Okay.
Yeah. So that's just like, well, okay, I guess. I don't know. This item at 3. Okay, so like, are we talking about this? Are we talking about this now?
Yeah, dig into it. I'm sure the devs are watching. Rip into them.
Guys, this is. I have not always been into competitive. I have not always been a part of this, like part of the community for any MOBA. And if this could get clipped and sent to them, what I would want to say is this change threatens the existence of not only the OPL, but your player base. I have never, before a patch been released, gotten so much blowback. Once again, I'm not a dev, back from like the community and my own players about how bad it is. And then just found out upon release that it's actually worse. There are people who do not want to participate within any upcoming games just because there is a facet, there's a reality, there is an opportunity for 5 people to just fish you at level 1 in the jungle. 300 gold on only, what is it, 180, 120 second cooldown for 300 gold. This item is so far insane. Like, it's incomprehensible to be able to take away the player agency completely in a game that already has the silence karma is just outlandish in every way, man. And like the other karmas as well just compound to make this such a problem. It's such an issue. It's
not a big patch, but the things that they added and like I personally said I'm glad that they're trying new things. I'm backtracking myself because like this is just like why are you guys doing this? I can see this item being like this consumable. It's a consumable, by the way. So I can see like when you're having like these high competitive matches when you're fighting around like the Prime Guardian or like Syl or something. You at that stage of the game you have like 4 or 5 slotted, so you're holding on to like 300. You're holding on to gold, so you can easily buy this consumable and then start going in like just everyone buying consumable and getting the team fight and getting a better chance of winning that team fight to get the bigger objective. So it's definitely worth it. But it's like, I would have liked this being a karma. And we actually talked about it with John. So he was streaming and he talked about this being into the game. This is like, I don't know, maybe like a month ago or something. We talked about him in the chat, told him like, this should not be a consumable. This should be a karma. But I don't know. He saw the reaction in the chat. He made like a typing gesture, like he was okay. Maybe this is what we should do. I guess maybe they're behind and it's already been implemented into their build. So hopefully we see this being transferred into a karma. But I want to see what good players are going to be doing in the casual experience. I forgot about it. I forgot this is a thing, but it's just because it's brand new. But once we start getting used to it, then we're like, okay, maybe this is just too good.
I feel like the community also just agrees, right? Because I did briefly speak with Ranger about it, and he, was just like, thank you. He totally thank you for the feedback, like all the nooks and crannies. And then afterwards, he put up a thing within the developer diary asking people what they think about this.
Oh, he did?
And it's in the game. Yeah, if you guys go to the Overpowered Discord, I pinned it in the all chat, so people could go make their thoughts known about it. And the blowback about these items is massive. And you can look and you can see it's a bunch of OPL players. Beaser, Blub, Ronky,
25 minutes
Cranky,
ago.
Reels, Sonny, Like you can go down the list and it's just a bunch of like high level players. Veteran who never comments got in there and it was just like Creed, this is stupid. These karmas and these abilities are nuts, man.
Yeah.
What I don't like about it is that like it's the least skill expressive thing, right? When you lose somebody in an OPL setting or in a 1v1 situation, you want to min-max your mana, your health, your combo on your abilities. But when I don't fight some of the higher upper echelon players. If I get into a ring with some of the upper players, I'm focusing, I'm full focus. I want to see how I hold against these people, right? But when they fish me and they turn me into a fish, I don't feel like I lost. I don't feel like they won. I feel like I got cheesed and this is bullshit. Like, this is, I don't know this is the most least skill expressive thing. Why not? Level 1, have 3 people run fish and run at the enemy jungle. Run at him, fish him 7 times, take him out of the game, because this is overprime. You can't play the game now. You're a fish. And when you kill him, you could just go get the jungle. You actively take the jungle out of the game by just turning him into a little guppy. There's
no player agency.
There's nothing that separates you from being the best. Oh, I could be at the same level as some of these OPL players. I just need 5 more fishes on my team and I'm there. Like, that's not skill expressive. That's not where it should be. It should not be. For me, again, this is my take. This is not the Outplayed podcast review. This is not Ego's review or Cordy's review. This is Mike Wolfie's review. I want it out of the fucking game. Get it out. The fact that this item is just, I press one button, you lose the fight. It's not skill extensive. It's not impressive. It's not fun to win with. It's not fun to lose. It's not, you don't feel like you lost it. You feel like you got cheesed. Take it out of the game. My personal opinion.
I would like to see it be 1,000 gold. With an internal timer of 15 seconds, so you can't you can't fish somebody and then fish them again. And then secondarily, I would like it to be 1,000 gold, and I would like to see a 300-second timer. To be honest,
I think the easier and maybe better is just make it a karma. I think if not a lot of people, not a lot of other classes would run it, it'd be just a support karma, like we used to have that when we had actives. It was on there. Not a lot of people were running it. It was just a karma. They just made it a karma and maybe increase the timer or whatever. But that's what we had talked about. When he did the stream and he mentioned what we're having and it was going to be a consumable, the whole chat was just like, are you guys fucking high?
Yeah, like what? And the thing is, like, Johnston, I love you guys. I know you guys will watch this. I love you guys. I love Ranger. You guys have been so incredibly supportive. You guys are really good at listening. I actually guys like reach out the fielders and you put out a poll immediately. I need to see something about this being gone sooner rather than later, because it is back-breaking for a competitive scene. Like this, like if there was no competitive, it might take people a little bit longer to realize this is so incredibly busted. But you have all the best players in one place telling you, like, this is nuts. If this is an option that you want to be a consumable, it should destroy somebody's economy. Like, you should have to invest. We need to kill this dude so bad. Support, go spend 1,000 gold to fish him. Like, do what you gotta do.
Early invade, I don't know, but when it comes to late game, it's not good, because
it takes a bit too.
If you can get like the prime, you can get solo, or if you can get like the prime guardian, then you're pretty much just like, well, prime guardian for sure, then you pretty much just like win. So 300 gold is not that much, but it's just, it's kind of crazy. We've also talked to them too, like they should make a Discord of just like high level players, people from the OPL, just high level respectable people, just to bounce some ideas off. Like I'm sure if there was like 20 people who play the game a lot, they have a lot of open knowledge, they're like, yo, what do you guys think about this being a consumable? A lot of those people were like, no, don't do that, and then we wouldn't be where we're at now. Especially with these other karmas.
Where'd the test servers go, by the way? Where'd the test servers go? Where are we testing this out? Because I guarantee you, this would not have made it out the gate by the community, right?
No.
Like when Conte and Blub get into the jungle and it's just them, you want to see gods clashing against each other. But then one god turns one into the fucking guppy, and then it's a god versus a fish. And you really want to see that? I want to see some outplay. I want to see some management. I don't want to see your cheese lol and then walk away. You know what I mean?
Next one up is so JellyPoo. I wish I would played more with it. I just forgot that it was a thing. So I wish I played more with it. But we'll do some more testing. Maybe they'll nerf it or get rid of it sooner than we all think. It's cool that they did a poll. Like I said, they do listen to the community. I really think they're just behind because we talked about it a month ago, I think, where we just told them like, don't make this a consumable. It's a bad idea. So they might just be really behind. The next one up is Margot's Holy Grail. The become invincible in surrounding people for 2.5 seconds. This is weird.
This is so weird, dude.
I don't know. I feel like you make that a whole item. Like Margot Stone, before they changed it, it did stasis. That's what the active was. They decided to take the actives out, but now you put it back. And it's why? Why are you putting it back for cheap prices? I don't understand.
They want it in the game, but they want it to be on an alternate keybind for console players. So they're making them consumables so they can have the same effects, but onto different stuff.
That would be another good utility karma instead of damaging karmas. That'd be another good utility karma, man.
I would kill. This is Aegis from Smite. I would take this every time.
It's funny, though, because like I don't like the idea that it does surrounding people because it'll get your teammates when they're fighting with you. Like, why am I stuck now? Without knowing, and then even the enemy team. But also, it's really weird is you can do this to monsters. You can do this to the Prime Spirit. You can
dude. I saw that.
It's so stupid.
You can bait a smite. You can bait a smite. If you go to the Prime and it's about to be smited, stasis it, burn the smite, and your team has objective priority now because your jungle didn't use a smite. You can do that. I did test that in the training grounds.
It's crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy that it picks. I don't know if it works on Guardian. I haven't tried that yet or synced it.
It does work on Prime Guardian. It does work on Prime Guardian.
You can stasis him for 2.5 seconds.
I tried it in training grounds. You stasis the Prime Guardian. Yep.
That's insane. That's insane. They're just burning through Prime. It's about to be in smite range. 1 second. My jungle needs to get here.
All I picture is like a steel solo lane running this and silence. He dives the back line. First, you're all a fish. Fuck you. Second, you're all a gold statue. You can't move. And then when you think you can get out, you get silenced. Or maybe you don't get silenced. Maybe you get knocked up by steel, and then you get silenced for like 8 to 10 seconds. You take your hands off the keyboard. You might as well go to your Spotify playlist on your second monitor and pick the next song because you are not able to play the game. Oh my god. Ooh.
Yeah. Like I said, not a big update, but the things that they've added to the game just makes it like insane.
Crazy.
They're cooking way too much with this patch.
Okay. There's one of the guys.
I have a rant for this. I'll let you guys go.
Why?
Oh, I got a rant for this one.
Why does Severog need to do 4th shot Revenant crit damage? He's a tank. Like, I just like you guys know the meme of the Incredibles where he's like, math is math. I'm like, tanks are tanks.
Yeah.
They take damage. They do not give damage. And it's just like, why? Like, were you guys like concerned that the time to kill would be too high? Now the tanks are the most dominant thing in the game, so maybe we should make it where tanks can just kill people faster. Like, oh man, it's one of those that I'm like, who said this was okay? You know, and this is why I go back to being like, I would like to get a team together of like 5 to 10 people who are like upstanding, high level players who are just like, yo, what do you want to do? Like, this is just bad. This is just bad, and we should not do it.
It is so much damage, man. So for people that don't know, you consume 25% of your current health. So as a tank, you're easily getting to like 4K, you know, pretty easily. And you're diving the backliner who has not a lot of health. So you consume 25% of your health to do 60 plus 110% of your consumed health to nearby enemies, not just one person, but multiple people. So yeah, it's insane.
There's no skill expression either. It's just like AoE, take this and deal with it. And it's just like, I can't purge that. It's not like a degrading effect. It's just take damage. And that is a problem. We ran through pain being a problem, Cordy, because it's like, hey, just take damage. At least you could purge it. At least you could say it was for the anti-heal. They added 2 things in this patch that are 0 counterplay available. Take the damage. It's just like, or you can make assassins good. Like, it's, oh man.
Yeah, dude, your assassins come in the form of tanks with this item.
Yeah. I'm playing
you
like
burst somebody
sneak
down?
crit Severog now. It's nuts.
You hit it nail on the head. I was gonna literally say like let's take a step back into the past. All right, Pain comes out. It ruins the game for a month, right? Then they say, we're going to increase the cooldown on it. That's all we're going to do. And then we go 2 more weeks of it ruining the game. And then they decide to actually nerf the damage. And the reason you use Pain is for the anti-heal. Like Ego said, we had counterplay. You could prop protection to tank the damage. You could proc Purge, which is the whole reason I am a big fanboy. We went over the tier list last week. Me and Cordy are big fans for Purge. The whole reason I am is because I'm tired of getting pained and demoed on the solo lane. So I brought Purge, or I used Purge for that reason, to just counterplay them and let their brain cells turn off because they didn't kill me, because Pain didn't work, right? Now you come out with this and the mana one. It shows that you really haven't really learned, because there is no counterplay here. Like, it ruined the game for a month and a half, almost 2. And then you come out with 2 more effective versions of it that are instantaneous. And it's like, come on, like, at least show me something here. That's it's so infuriating that Sev can run at somebody, lose 25% health, which is a drop in the bucket, and kill the ADC. It's insane. And there's no, like Ego said, no skill expression. Why not run at somebody and just drop this vitality surge, drop a Pain, and then turn them into a fish as an extra fuck you while they walk away? It's so.
I'd actually uninstalled the game if that happened to me, but
dude.
That is not veteran out loud. I know y'all are in here. If you do it, I will kick you. It is what it is.
Like there's you have to, like, as the dev team, just listen to the community. You want to introduce new fun things. That's great. Now, let's say you want to nerf this item. How do we do that? Make 75% of the health, 50% maybe. I don't know. Even then, free damage for looking at somebody is never acceptable. No amount of health taking away from this, no amount of cooldown you add to this karma is going to balance this out. Again, this is a Mike Wolfie take. Take it out of the game. There's no reason why I should look at the Wandering Chimera and just instantly take half of his health out because I'm 7, he's Kai. There's no way. No.
Yeah, I don't like we're talking about it in chat. Karmas to me should be utility and not to do damage. So it's there's no skill at all in this karma. You're a tank. You dive the backliner. You press whatever button it's assigned to, and you deal like almost 50% of their health. It's just it's ridiculous.
Cordy, so while we're on the topic of the bad ones, can we skip over the next one and go to the mana one? Because I have something I need to say and a point to make it like crystal clear. Like that short, the hand, the backhand. I'm going to say a sentence. That I thought about it and I'm like, there's 0 shot. And then I had multiple people tell me it's real. And I'm like, this karma man explosion is so strong. It is so potent that it has made Iggy OPL playable because of his mana and his oil barrage removes people's magical protections up to a point of almost true damage, which stacks with this. We saw it today, dude, and I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, Wolfie, you have it clipped of me, Aurora, with 3 magical defense items on. I took 3 ticks of the Iggy ability, and then he mana explosion to me. And it did 946 damage.
Yep. And Mako, I tried to heal him out of it. It didn't matter. He went from a third to barely half. He's still dead.
It's insane how accidentally prudent this like karma is. The fact that you can walk into lane on Rampage with this karma and you can not purge, not spell shield this, but if you take a rock, his 2, and then he does this, you are just dead. You just die. That is the end of it. It is insane. Like, and I don't understand, Wolfie or Cordy, because maybe you guys can explain it to me, who this is for. Is this so mages can do more damage? They already do damage.
Yeah.
Is this so you can like counterplay some mages who might be ahead by like feeding your mana as a tank or something? Like, I don't know who this karma is for, Cordy.
I will say though, like early game is really annoying, and in when we played it, I think Ron was playing Iggy. It's different because it is Iggy. But when I played it like twice. Early game, it's nuts. I had at level 1. I showed a clip. At level 1, I had 575 health, so my enemy millionaire had around 570 health, whatever. I walked up to him, pressed his ability, and he lost literally half of his health, and then I killed him. Late game, it doesn't seem that effective when your abilities can just do more damage. If you are, playing like a better character, a better ranger or caster, you have better items. You have to go mana into this. So late game, it doesn't seem as impactful as Action Surge or Vitality Surge. This seems way more impactful when it comes to mid to late game versus the mana consumption one, because I feel like I could just use more abilities and do more damage that way. Also, it's you have to kind of be in a little bit more closer environment to use those abilities. So, it's dumb, 100%. I don't think it's as crazy as Action or Vitality Surge.
No, yeah. But, I think that's just because we're in a tank meta, though. That's probably why Vitality shines. Because you were running the full mana build, right? With like a lot of mana on Gadget, and you went mana, and it didn't seem to do much towards the mid to the late game, but the early game was fantastic, right?
Yeah.
It's like running around with like like at level 1, if you have Mana Explosion or Vitality Surge, you have 2 abilities at level 1, and that's not fun to lose to. So why not, just tweak it a little bit? Because I don't know.
I was add on to that. So that game that we played where they had Iggy and it was I think Cranky was playing Rampage. So they both were using it, right? But when it comes to late game, it felt more, I guess, impactful than I think it really was because it was Iggy. If it was any other character, then I felt like I could have just ran at him and he used it on me. I wouldn't care because of the protections that I had. But, so I think it's a little bit more situational for those, and they were both using a karma. But me alone, when I was running it as a caster alone, early game definitely stronger than Pain, 100%. Late game, it just felt like it fell off. I would rather just have a better build and a better karma to do more damage.
I do have a clip here of that Ego's situation where he was Aurora and I was Mako, and he got like double expulsioned. I do have a clip of it.
Oh yeah, let's see it. Let's see it for your stream.
All right, let me get it for you. I will. Do you want me to stream it on Discord or just send it to you?
Probably send it to him.
Is it on your Twitch?
Overlay.
It is on my Twitch. I'm about to link it to you on Discord right now.
Okay. We'll do it that way.
But I'm telling you, when Ego was Aurora and he just showed up and he just got it was
literally
absolutely insane.
People want to talk about organizer perks, bro. This is the treatment I get for my players, by the way. Ramen Cranky, me with the yeah, and I'm like, oh, please stop that.
You're not in the OPL. You're suspended for 2 weeks. Get out.
Literally, I had mana black hole built.
Yeah, like, I had a lot too.
That's nuts. Crazy. He had like Trace Man and Mana Black Hole, and he still gets half health. It's insane.
All right, let's see.
Yeah,
let me turn some
Watch
audio.
the volume. I might be loud in this. I'm pretty sure I am.
I need the audio.
You might want to be careful, Chad. Lower this.
What is going on? Oh, this fucking video is playing in the back. Okay.
There you go. I'm ready when you are. All right, chat. If you're missing this out on Spotify, you got to go to YouTube to look at this clip. It is on my Twitch. If you do want to check it out, I'll keep it up there for a couple weeks. But this is just absolutely insane.
So look at my HP. Take into account that is 1 mana expulsion.
That is 1 mana
expulsion.
That is one. That was only Cranky. Look, because Iggy's not in range. 3 magical items. Dink. just that is one mana explosion.
And you're tanky.
On a
like you have
tank.
3 magical defense items.
I wish I pressed tab in this. He has mana black hole and something else, right? Don't you have like?
Yeah, no, I figured this would come up, so I have it pulled up in front of me. At that time that happened, at the time that I didn't have mana black hole, but I had blacksmith scissors, 50 magical defense, 300 health. I had shockwave generator, 35 magical defense, 600 health, and I had fruit of greed, 30 more magical defense, 400 more HP. And that brought me to a fourth of my HP.
Yep. Crazy.
He sat down, smacked me, bang, dead. And I was just like, okay, I need us to put a little bit of a pause button in here.
So please, devs, fix your shit, please. Thank you. This is brutal. This isn't fun to fight against. This isn't counterplay. This isn't skill expression. This is raw, unadulterated cheese.
Karma needs to be utility. We don't need damage karmas.
Like Cordy, are you seeing this? This is a rampage. If he had Vitality Surge too, I'd just be dead with not an ability used. He jumped up, by the way. I'm gonna just clink.
It's also with the Iggy debuff as well. So
this is tank on tank rage. This is tank on tank. Both beefy boys running at each other, but one tank is a tank, the other one is a squishy, and you can see it here just off of one karma. One karma proc.
Yeah, it's not.
Man. Oh, I don't know.
It's just nuts, man. Like, up to that point, I'm like, yeah, this is way too strong. And then it happened to me as a tank with 3 magical defense items, and I was literally coughing up a lung. If there was an audio of, like, you could hear me sing it, the profanity would get me banned. But I was like, what? I'm like, bro, I'm a tank. And I'm trying to shove my intestines back in my stomach because Squidward on a bad day just decided to crit me.
Yeah, that was one mana explosion, huh? Damn.
It was one.
Yeah, that was one against 3 item deep.
Granted, I think Cranky was spamming mana stones so that because the item does more damage the more mana you have. So Cranky was spamming mana items to give him as much mana as possible to do as much damage as possible with that karma. So
like I said,
that is absolutely insane.
I agree that it's bad, but like the things that you have to do to it to make it good, like the constant mana item spamming, the character Iggy, like it just at level 1 it was nuts. But when I was playing it solo, when I was like just trying it as a regular karma, it didn't really feel that impactful. I'd rather have just built regular, like a regular standard mage build with a better karma, different karmas. So I don't know. I don't. So it's nuts, but actually, Vitality Surge is crazier to me.
Vitality Surge is even better than that, what you saw in the clip, guys.
Yeah. Vitality Surge is it's insane, man.
Oh, I think we revisit that one. Go back to the board with that dev team. What else did they add to the patch? A bunch of emotes.
A lot of emotes. Pretty cool. They
can hit people with this one after I hit them with the explosion.
Added some emotes. They did a new shop UI. It looks pretty cool. So you can see the emotes that you don't have, the skins you don't have. They made it pretty nice. It looks good.
What do we think about the text change? Where it looks like my grandma is zoomed in on her text messages to read.
That's another big topic of conversation for sure. Compared to these other ones, like these others is game breaking, text is whatever. But the font, a lot of people have an issue with the fonts. It's good, but it's bad. It's good in like the bold text when it's like looking over a hero and things like that. Whenever you get to like reading the hero lore or other things like that, like your friends list, everything is capitalized and it's spread out. It just looks ugly.
Yeah.
Okay. It's good and bad.
I'm one of the people who thinks it kind of looks good too. I was like, oh, I like it. And it was like, oh my God.
I think exposed to level 1.
I think if they just give it to where it's like it's lowercase, like the bold text is like your hero or whatever, and then like lesser important text is lowercase. I think that would be a better improvement, but.
Yeah, man. It's the karmas on this is just nuts. The italics stuff is not great. The items are like the problem is I started reading this patch so hopeful. I'm like, nice adjustments, cool skins. Oh, Crunch got the nerf. I didn't like Grux anyway. Now I don't have to force myself to play the character. Let's go. And then I got to Poe and I'm like, oh, that's bad. And then I got to vitality, and I'm like, that's worse. And then I got to mana, I'm like, why did this need to happen? I feel like those three things just need to be reverted. We can't have those. And that is not me like as a personal player. That is me as someone who has spent like up to 3 a.m. yesterday talking to the pro players and then talking to some of the devs, just being like, it's too much. Like, people will leave if you do not like.
Yeah. No, people already told me that too. People have told me in the chat like they'll just wait till this show gets reverted because it's not fun. And this is day one, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, me personally, I'm not gonna run the mana explosion, but if I'm not running Vitality Surge as a tank, then I'm throwing. I have to go that item, which is not fun for the enemy backliners. But.
Yeah, it's so crazy because we went from pain to protection. So pain was a problem, we nerfed pain. Protection's a problem, we nerfed protection. Demo was a problem, we nerfed demo. And then instead of maybe kind of tweaking things, we just come out with 2 random broken stuff.
Dude,
and it's just like, where'd that come from?
If they just nerf weekend, I think we'd be happy with how the karma system is.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Every time we get to the most balanced the game has ever been. Every time. Like, I remember when Kalari and Zena were breaking the game, right? And then they nerf Kalari, but then they come out with these crazy new karmas no one's ever seen, and they're all broken. 60% on demo, or like 50% on demo. Pain, 1 taps. And then now here we are. Yesterday, the biggest issue in the game, I would say, is crunch. 100%. It had to have been crunch. That was like the only thing I could think of. Weekend was a pain in the ass, but it wasn't you weren't getting. It wasn't demo crazy. It was doable, right? And then the game is most balanced. I look at the patch notes. Crunch is nerfed. The game is balanced. We are saved. We are there. And then we scroll down a little bit further. Why are we touching the Rhino? And why is it
touching the Rhino, dude? I can't.
Why is Vitality Surge? What? Poe? Why can I turn into a fish at level 1? It's weird. We get so close to where we want to be in the balanced game, right? If you want to shake up the meta, right? Like warriors are meta, now tanks are meta. That's totally fine. Yeah. I'm down for that. But when you implement things that works on everybody, no matter who they are, where they are, why they are, you're not. It hits me. I'm gonna keep going. I gotta stop.
It sucks because Boris is so fun, man. And people were coming in like, yo, how's Boris go? What do you think about Boris? Like, yo, Boris is awesome. He's just overshadowed by how fucking stupid these karmas are. It's like, yeah. Less karmas, make them utility, and then I think a lot of people would just be happy.
Yep.
Yeah, let's reduce the karmas and stuff. I know people were pissy about the removal of actives, so they're like, oh, we'll just do karmas instead, and you'll think it's the same thing. Yeah, and I'm just like, it's not. And also, damn it, utility is the key word here, right, Cordy? Utility, not you put them in the ground, not you got one shot. Utility, I would love to see a karma, imagine this patch. Everything is the same, except it has mutant Poe on a 300-second cooldown, and it costs 1,000 gold. So if you want it, it's going to wreck your economy, but you need it. So let's imagine that. And then you go down and say, oh, there's a new karma called Displacement, where you can activate it on somebody, and you and that character switch spots. You and the enemy team, you and that enemy person switch spots, and it's on a 240-second cooldown thing. So now you have your Murdoch who's playing on the back line gets hit with the Displacement and Shinbi, and he knows he's going to switch places in 3 seconds, and Shinbi just blinked back into the middle of her team. And you have the option of purging it. You can have a spell shield. You can get around it. It's utility. Instead of I walk in and I'm going to lose some of my mana and I'm going to dump you and then I'm going to head out.
There's no skill.
Also, another thing we have to bring up too, thank you, courtesy of Cordy and Vet, by the way. Mana Expulsion, I believe Vitality as well, works on camps. Why can I have a 3.5k smite on a prime objective?
Well,
why?
So it doesn't work that well on the big objective, but the smaller, the buffs, I out-secured a jungler. He innovated. He started hitting the red buff, and I just pressed my E and out-secured him. I think he did 1,000 damage to his.
I wouldn't be surprised if they send that son of a bitch Narbash at level 1, go and take his blue buff now. And he sits in a bush. He's just sitting there banging his drums. The camp gets down to 500. He just instant fucking mana expulsions. He gets the blue buff. Jungle's down 10 minutes. He's down.
Yeah, it's tough.
I would not be surprised. Oh my god.
And so this is also like an entailing like overall symptom, it feels like, of not just the game's direction, because I do think these guys have been doing great stuff. And I do agree with what you guys said. We were close. We were almost there. We just nerfed the Rhino again because fuck that guy. And then we put the brakes on the Roomba and we're fine. We may have finally reached.
You're going to scroll down. There's a mouse
tranquility.
Wheel. Use your mouse wheel.
And then you scroll down and there's just emotes.
Scroll down. What's just that? Emotes. It's a heart with an explosion. What does that mean?
Right, dude.
Oh my god.
We were so close, dude. It was like we were almost just like, oh, game's balanced. We're done. We did it. Boris will be kind of good, but now Grux isn't worth a ban, so why do it? You know, Boris is now in the ban list. We just cycled out who's the greatest. Severog, Steel, maybe Muriel. I don't fucking know. No. So like now your bans are Boris, Rampage, Severog, and someone else. Done. We've moved on. And all the other stuff is a little bit more tolerable. But it's just so tough to be in that mindset of getting this. Yeah. Like we almost got it right and then have something so wrong happen.
I said it before, man, they really need to look at, making a separate Discord with high-level players. They could take people from the OPL because they play in that competitive sense. Maybe even high-ranked players, just a handful of people, and run it by them. They can just be like, yo, what do you guys think of Vitality Surge? It does this. This is what we're putting into the game, and then they'll start the good players will start asking questions, and we'll come to the conclusion like, yo, this item is busted. Do not put this in the game.
Yeah.
I dare you. Get all the OPL players. Any OPL players in chat, I dare you. Tell the devs, hey, give us a test build. And devs, if you're listening, I want you to go to Rom King, to Conte, to BT, to everybody. Say, hey, shatter my game in half. I'll buy you a skin. I guarantee you they will crack your game down to its bare bones of what some of these patches are. Because if I could picture like them just using these new karmas, these new items at level 1, and they shatter all of reality with some of these changes, they will have every skin in the game. I promise you, because this would not have made it out the gate. I guarantee you with the test. No way. Oh.
But yeah, that also comes down to it too. Like we are testing. I personally said to myself, like I'm glad that they're trying new things, but they gotta run it by people because from what I've been seeing and noticing, is they don't seem to know how to balance the game. They're playing a whole different game that we want to be playing.
Maybe they have an image that they want to achieve and they're working towards it, and we're just on the bad part of it. Maybe next patch is where we'll actually see where Vitality is supposed to be and not where it is. I don't know, man. It's hard to like kind of cope with that. That might be copium.
And they're just like watching the dev stream too. They're hard Wing all the time. They're team fighting. It's like 50 kill games. It's just like it's not just a competitive game. It doesn't seem like a competitive game to me with all these insane changes and things like that. I don't know. But I'm glad like they are listening to the community. They did put a forum up. They put a post. A lot of people are responding to it. From what I glanced at, a lot of people are saying that, they just don't want it in the game. So they've been really good at listening to the community.
Yeah.
Good. Hopefully they listen to us now. For sure.
I hope so, man. The thing is like, you can like look at the community diaries and it's like 500 comments, 900, 1,000 about sprint mode. This one like currently only has like 58, 60, but Ranger did respond to it. And I think what makes it so substantial is this is a high level problem. Yeah. Like this is a high level competitive issue. Yeah. Like you have put something in the game that for a normal quick player is insubstantial. It doesn't really matter. Maybe they get fished and they're like, oh, neat. Yeah. But if you want to support competitive, you can't have these type of misplays, man.
Yeah. No skill expression.
Like zero skill expression, zero like intuitiveness, zero planning around it. Just walk up. We need more ways for people to do damage. You guys don't. The game was getting better. We've progressively kind of narrowed down karmas. We've nerfed down demoralization. We got some issues fixed with pain to a degree to where it's not as oppressive as it used to be. We've brought the balancing in line across a lot of the classes, with the exception of Mortgage, because you guys hate me. But overall, the game has been in a relatively stable, good spot. And I would like to say, there are a lot of people who, like, with this patch count, and like, it's the last straw. Everything's broken. Everything's been broken. Nothing's been good. And I'm like, last patch, you were in a perfectly content spot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're over exaggerating about the previous state of the game, but with the state of these items, I do agree with you. But that doesn't take away from the fact that we were on the rainbow road. We were making our way to where we want it to be, but you cannot make missteps like this for competitive, and you cannot make missteps like this when your game is so close to release. Mm-hmm. We know you're coming Q1. If the community didn't say anything about these, and a couple Smite pros perhaps came over and tried it, and then the first thing they get happen to them is double fish, silent Smite, shut up. Mm-hmm. People are just going to leave. We can't have this, but you have a community who's passionate. But more importantly, you have a community that is knowledgeable. Take the resources that the community is willing to present you with, and maybe take into account that we are playing a different game than you may be, and maybe seeing it from that perspective can be good. Clip that, send it to Ranger.
Yeah. All right,
we love you. Don't ban me.
Don't ban me. I love you. Please don't take away the sponsorship. I'm so tired.
But yeah.
Oh.
Anything else we're gonna touch on?
I don't think so. Passives are like in less than a month. I'm excited about that, but
I swear to God, I sit down here, then I look at the clock for the first time, and an hour and a half has passed. It's nuts.
It's good podcast time. That's good. Let's keep it short.
Nice. We got anybody events coming up or anything?
Tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing a community event. Talked about it earlier. A lot of us with the content creators, we're getting together. We're going to be playing some custom games. If we have a 5-stack for customs, we'll allow the people in the community just to try to snipe or get into the game. We'll run some games and keep making new lobbies, have that kind of fun going. And then later we'll play Paragon now. Later, then we'll do some like party games, either Pummel Party, or we can do some a drinking game or Cards Against Humanity. Have some fun, but there'll be a lot of us just having fun. Is the main thing.
All of you OPL or Overprime fans, this is a lot of content creators that play Overprime, well-known names. It's us three, as well as like Tello and Lovable Joe, from what I know of. I think we do have a couple other people lined up as well. Yeah. Some people well-known in the Overprime community are joining together to have some fun and, just relax and enjoy the game. And instead of testing their diff on the soul lane, we actually get to just relax, have some drinks, play a pummel game, party game. Yeah.
What good timing to have a fun experience. Oh, I spit everywhere. Instead of Vitality surging everybody.
Yeah, imagine. I would just be like, you use Vitality Surge, don't you? And then I diff you in Pummel Party. It'll be such a good time for everybody.
Yeah, Mike Wolfie, I want you to know. Listen to me, Michael. I'm getting it.
There's no bets. There's no bets.
No, yeah, don't forget. Don't forget. I know what you did last time.
No,
I remember.
There will be no casting wager, nothing. I will not. I was a bit toasted last time.
Wolfie, we made a deal and then you broke it. That's your ass. All night. That's that ass. Dude, I'm on you like white on Alabama.
All right, guys. Where can we find you on?
You go plug your Twitch and get out of here.
It's Overpowered Esports. Here at the heart of Smoking Wolfie Competitive. I'm just kidding, guys. You guys can check me out. The name's Ego. You can find me at bustingveteransass.everyday.com. I'm kidding. Overpowered Esports on Twitch. We cast and we have games multiple times a week, and we're going to be having tournaments every month. And guys, we're sponsored, and season 2 is coming. Season 2 is coming.
Is that?
Let's fucking go.
When is season 2 happening? Because these are just exhibition matches.
Yeah, so game 1, the start of season 2 will begin Tuesday, January 2nd, 6 p.m. EST, with the broadcast match being Bad Timing versus Royalty.
Huge.
We're excited.
Let's go.
What about you, Wolfie?
Twitch.tv/Mike Wolfie. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I am streaming tomorrow, like we just spoke before. I'm calling it a work because screw that. Well, you guys can catch me over there complaining about the game or whining, as more so than on the podcast as well. Please, all of you in the comment section below, Twitch chat, we don't care about you. You guys are live right now. YouTube, comment about my intro. Did I do well? Did I do bad? All right, it's the only intro you're ever getting ever. So this is the only time where you guys can give insight on that intro.
I'm gonna make an alt account and comment intro was shit.
Good intro.
But other than that, Twitch.tv, Mike Wolfie, that's where I'll be. I hope I get to see you guys there, especially for tomorrow. It's gonna be a fun event for tomorrow.
I'm excited. And I'm Cordy. I stream Paragon whenever I can. Put a lot of YouTube content. And yeah.
All right, that's it for us.
Peace.
See you guys next
Bye.
Thursday.
Oh my God. Bye. See you guys next Thursday. That's the sound I make that proves I'm a selfish lover.
Scene.
Oh God.